What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? How y'all doing? Go ahead, double tap, double tap. To my double tap. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Let me go ahead. Let me see. Let's go ahead and get this in for y'all. Uh, let's get this going. What's going on? How y'all doing? Drea, what's good? Evangelist Britt is in the building. She didn't got in here early today. How y'all doing? What up, Tifa? What up, Kira? I just dropped the link in the comment section for you guys to join. What up, Lynn, Tony, Renee? Is it Leah? How you doing? What up, Janet, Mimi? What's going on? Tina Brown, how are you? How's everybody doing, man? Double tap on the screen real quick. Come on in. Come on in. How y'all doing? Oh. What up, Janet? Let's see who all we got. I'm waiting on y'all to double tap. Go ahead and come on in the room, man. I done already put the link in there. What's going on, what is it, Michelle? I like how you spelled that too. That's crazy. How you doing? They go that link. Click that link that I put in the comment section, guys. Once you click that link, type in your name, hit enter. That way you'll be able to come on screen with me. How y'all doing? Okay, there we go. We got Tina. Tina ready. What's going on, Tina? How are you?
I'm doing good, Coach.
Oh, girl, you looking good. Look at you, got your hair down, man. You got
Yeah,
it colored or something too, right?
yeah. My husband, funny story to that, actually. He actually he had COVID, and now my daughter's got COVID. So I'm over here, like, really depressed because I was like, I can't get out of the house because I'm having to take care of them. And I
Mm,
said, I deserve to get my hair done. And he says, okay. And I thought he was playing with me. I'm like, man, don't be playing with me like that. I said,
right.
that's important. And I was like, Coach says, I have to have my day to myself.
That's right.
And so I said, okay, I'm going to go get my hair done. He says, okay. And he's like, I was like, we don't have enough money for our mortgage. He goes, I know. I said, I'm going now. Okay, have fun. What?
He must have a plan. He must have something else up his sleeve. But I tell you what, it looks good. It looks
Thank
really good, man. I'm
you.
gonna tell you. I'm looking, I'm like, wait a minute, hold up, man. Okay. Okay, I love it. I love the color, man. It looks
Yeah.
really, really
I
nice on you. So you know what
Thank
I'm saying?
you.
Good for you for actually going out and doing something for yourself, especially after having to, sit and taking care of everybody else. You
Yeah.
definitely deserve deserve to be able to take care of yourself as well. And
Mm,
welcome to class, man.
thank
How's
you.
everything else been going?
I Actually, it's been very well. I've
What's up?
been trying to clean the house, and I busted my oven door glass on accident.
Mm, hmm.
So we're gonna get that fixed, but it'll have to be after Thanksgiving. So I'm taking a risk on cooking my Thanksgiving dinner.
Oh yeah, you might not want to bake it. You're gonna have to fry your stuff. You're gonna put your stuff on the top. You can't, yeah. Hey, you can always go to somewhere else and let them bake a ham for you or bake a turkey for you. So
Yeah.
you ain't got to worry about that part.
Yeah, I'm thinking about having my mom do it over there at her house and
See?
trying to get it done, but it's a
That's
30
right.
pound turkey. So,
Hey, take it over there and then you giving it to somebody else to do. Go ahead and delegate some work. Renee say you look beautiful, Tina.
oh, thank you, Renee.
Yeah,
Appreciate it. I just
they
got it done today, and I told him I was going to get my nails done. He's like, okay. I'm like, what's wrong with you? Are you
Hey man,
sick?
listen, it's nothing wrong with a yes day. Anytime you can get a yes day, then you don't ask no questions. You just take that yes and you just
Yeah.
keep right on going. Okay,
Yeah.
well it's definitely good seeing you though. You look
Thank you.
wonderful. Look
Yeah.
wonderful.
That's why I missed today's message today. This morning I was like, I got to listen to Coach, but I've got to get my hair done. She said it's important to take care of my personal growth, and I'm
That's
doing
right.
just that. So
That's
I
exactly
got
right.
on
You
there
have
and
to.
I got the message, and I want to tell you that today's message, after I listened to it today, it was just amazing about, how you have to really respect yourself and let your grown adults to,
Mhm.
be who they are and just let them have those consequences. And I was like,
That's a fact.
oh my gosh, I jumped up. I'm like, hallelujah, she's correct on that. Because
That's right.
like my son, after he had beaten me from head to toe and I was bruised,
Mm.
it hurt. I didn't let go of that, but now I'm letting go of that and letting go of everything that has happened. So I'm happy with, what's going on, because my husband is putting boundaries there on him and
Mhm.
making him pay us back for all the damages that he's done. So
That's right. That's right. You got it. Most
yeah,
definitely got to hold him accountable and see that's how you gonna get that mortgage paid right there. We're gonna get that right on up out of him because
yeah,
that's what he owe. He gonna have to pay what he owe. Let me get over
yeah.
here. Let me get over here to Lily real quick. Lily,
Okay.
what you got, baby?
Hey, I don't know what's going on with my camera lately. This is so weird. Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you though.
Uh, Man, I'm a little under the weather, so y'all pray for me. I caught a little cold week before my birthday.
Oh man, come on now. You gotta shake back.
Man, I'm trying to get it together, coach. It's been rough. I feel like I'm feeling okay one minute, then the next minute I'm like, no, I gotta nip this in the bud because I plan to go out.
I know that's right. Yeah, you got to go ahead and shake back. Go ahead and start getting some of that. What is it? That elderberry, some
Yes,
zinc,
ma'am.
getting you some of that vitamin D, getting out there in that sun a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Start feeling better, man. You got to get back right. I'm telling you, y'all know I love me a good old birthday. I'm gonna tell you what.
Okay. Okay.
Anybody
And
that
it's
know
my
me, they know I
45th.
started talking about my birthday in December. So well, actually, it'd be a little bit before December. And my birthday ain't till March. But I be way ahead of the game. They be like, God, dog, you ain't gonna let none of the other signs go. No, it's up.
No.
I'm waiting.
No, I'm ready for mine right now.
I'm ready for mine right now. So I hope you feel better and just hang out with us a little bit, okay?
I definitely will. I wanted to talk to you about the live today, real quick. I ain't gonna
Uh-oh.
keep you long.
Uh-oh. Look at Shaquan. What, Shaquan, man? What?
Man, when you told that young lady, Street,
Mhm.
I was over here in tears crying for her.
Me too.
I don't know if she's on here, but baby girl, I need for you to leave that man. Leave him, because that's going to be the best thing that you ever done for yourself. It kind of reminded me of myself a little bit and years ago when I was with my kid's father, and I
Mhm.
really didn't have much. I was kind of like depending on him, and I had to make a conscious decision for me. Do I want to stay in this situation where I know I'm unhappy? And he was like,
Mhm.
well, you're gonna leave and we got kids. What you doing is trying to manipulate me right now, because you
Right.
want me to stay in the situation because we got kids together. If I'm unhappy, what about my peace? What about my happiness?
That's
The
right.
kids are not going to be okay if the mama not okay.
That's
Hello,
right.
I'm
That's
here
right.
now. So she needs to understand that sometimes you just, like you always tell us, you got to give folks the gift of goodbye. When you told her give him 30 days, baby, I was like, give him 15 days. I ain't giving
Yeah.
you no time. None.
Well, I had to tell her 30 because by law that's what they gonna tell them. They gonna tell you got to
Uh-huh.
give a 30-day notice. So I ain't want to put her in no situation where I'm a strong believer in you don't do the right thing the wrong way. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And I wanted her to make sure that she followed protocol. That way, you go on down there and let them know that this is the situation. This is my house. This is my things. And
Mm-hmm.
go to that municipal court, put in that paperwork that you gotta go. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
You have 30 days to vacate the premises. That's it. That's all. And you're moving on. You know what I mean? And I know it was a hurtful situation, and she was breaking my heart by just the way that she was crying. But at the same
Mm-hmm.
time, I could tell that by her body language and just the way that she was presenting it, that she heard everything that I said. She
Yep.
understood everything that I said, but her heart was so far in it that even though she
Mm-hmm.
heard and everything, that she wasn't gonna walk away at that time. She just wasn't gonna do it. But I just wanted her to know that the consequences of staying in that situation, you're gonna be doing more damage to yourself. And it was crazy because she came on right after I was already reading about some stuff that I'm gonna speak on tomorrow, which is obedience is better than sacrifice, right? And a lot of times,
Come on.
a lot of times what we don't pay attention to is when we know to make the right decisions, when we know the right thing to do, and we know that for a fact, and we still choose to go and do the wrong thing, at that moment, you got to understand you're going to be held accountable for that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And if I'm not mistaken, it says war unto those that know to do right, but rather do wrong. You're gonna go through it 10 times worse. You know what I'm saying? If you know something is not the right thing to do, if you know for a fact that, you know what, if I do this, it's going to have a negative impact on me. This can possibly tear up everything it is that I'm building up, and you still go over there and do it anyway. You're saying openly, I want to self-destruct. You're saying I'm going to self-sabotage. You're saying that I'm going to throw away my whole entire mission. It's like when you know that this is the right thing to do, you owe it to yourself to do just that. A lot of times we be gambling with ourselves.
Facts.
It didn't even be other people.
Roulette.
Yeah, we be over there hard down gambling with ourselves. You feel what I'm saying? And that's the wildest thing ever. So, you know, people are only going to take you as serious as you take yourself.
Yes, and I always, as soon as you told her that, I was like, first thing came to mind, if you inconsistent with you can't expect people to be consistent with you.
That's a
if
fact.
You inconsistent with yourself. That always comes to my mind. And since you like a good song, and I'm gonna let everybody else go because I'm not gonna keep you long. Every time you say you self-sabotaging, if you doing things like that, first song come to my mind is Self-Destruction. You remember that back in the day, the rap song?
Headed for self-destruction.
Yes.
Listen, y'all know I don't need no other songs, but I will bust out in the middle of a song in a minute. I don't be caring. Don't be singing it halfway right or nothing, but I hit that song and whatever comes to my mind.
We love it.
Time. Man, I tell you what, and I love you guys so much. And I, you know, definitely adding her to our prayer list because, you know, it's a wild world out here, man, you know, and sometimes, you know, we're growing up right now, and our poor girls, man, I'm telling you, and I look at all of them, and sometimes I feel so bad. It's because I wish that, you know, they would just sit and listen for a second, like just get away from everything, you know what I mean? Get off of social media for a second, get into an empowerment event, a webinar, or a platform where we're having these type of conversations so that they can understand how important it is to have boundaries, how important it is for them to know who they really and truly are. Because I'm telling you, it's like, you know, they're getting people, men, women, everybody, and they're getting attached to these different people, and they are wearing them out. I mean, at a young age. How you 22 years old and your heart already hard?
Come on now. Look,
you
older
22
than me.
Yeah, you 22, 23 years old and your heart is stone already. You know what I'm saying? You already feeling like you're defeated, like you don't know if you're coming or going at that young age. Like our kids are going through it, man.
Yes, my heart. I told my daughter the same thing because she's 20 and she has that mentality too, her and my son. And I'm like, my heart aches so much for y'all generation because I'm like, I don't think y'all could have survived how I grew up. I grew up in the hood.
Nah, they would have never made it. They too entitled. They would have never made it during our time, baby. During our time, boy, when we had to sit outside, even when it was 115 degrees outside, pouring with sweat. And if you wanted some water, get it out the faucet. Well, we ain't had no
water hose.
What? I'm trying to tell you, had to wait on that water hose to come, and then listen, they ain't play no games with us. We was getting the switch, then they gonna get that switch, and you have to go pick the switch off of the tree yourself. Oh man, come on, man.
Come on now.
It's not. Listen, they would have never survived. They would have never survived the days of hopscotch, playing jumping jacks. You know what I'm saying? All of those, man, they would have never survived. Red light, green light. You know what I'm saying? They would have. Like none of the stuff that we went through, they wouldn't be able to do it, man. The only thing they want to do right now is pull out a tablet or a laptop or jump on a social media platform. They want to create them an account. They want to go viral.
That's all they focus on.
They want to go viral. Let me get down here to Evangelist Britt real quick. What you got, Evangelist?
All right.
Hey now, good evening, ladies.
How you doing?
I'm doing so much better. I just want to say real quickly, thank y'all for the prayers. And everything, you know, the group, the chat, you know, I appreciate y'all praying for us. We hanging in there. This afternoon, I came to talk to you about that too. You're live this afternoon. I came in a little late, so I didn't get the whole gist of it. But what you were talking about, I definitely need it for all of us. You know, it's so much, like you said, there's so much going on. It ain't just the young people. It's the parents of those young people who are going through it too. Because we, you know, where do we fail you? Because see, one thing I want to tell y'all, listen, you said best Street. We not babysitting no adults.
Mm-mm.
Even if it's our own grown adults. Listen, wherever you feel I failed you, boo-boo, do better. But what you ain't gonna do is act like I ain't taught you nothing. Like you said, we grew up old school. And for the most part, a lot of us, we did carry on and discipline and train our kids up in the way that we were raised and trained. Yeah, we was a little bit, I can say this for myself. You know, some things I didn't force my children to do because I was forced to do it. You know,
Right.
but then when you get grown and on your own, I would hope that you would take some of the skills I gave you and apply it to your life. But see, I look at it this way, and this is where we have to be a little patient too.
Mhm.
Just like we had to go out there and scrape our knees and bump our heads too.
That's right.
Our kids are going through the same thing, but that world is different, y'all.
Right,
It's different from what we had to go through. So I really believe just even with taking care of yourself while you take care of others, you have to really take that break, like you said, from the world, from everybody. It just don't apply to the young people, us too. I'm speaking as a 50 plus year old. I'm still learning, and I got a whole 10-year-old. And it's like the conversations that I have to have with him now, it's hard because you want the babies to stay a baby, but you also want them to be, you know, ready and guarded for that world that we're not going to be with them all the time. So
That's right.
It's real important for us. You know, like I said, I'm so grateful for the group. I'm grateful for your videos. I'm so grateful because they really, 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 truly are helping. Not just for me personally, but, you know, you pass that information on to other people too. But I just want to tell you, you know, just thank you for everything that you continue to do.
You're welcome.
Congratulations on the crib. Oh, that kitchen, girl. I'm so proud of you. I'm happy for you and Hoggy. And y'all just continue to just be great. And that's all I have to say. I just want to listen tonight. I just want to listen. I'm so full, so I don't want to.
Yeah, listen. Yeah, she's down there. She's down there in heaven right now. She's down there. She's kicked back on that couch.
The way she came in that crib.
She came in. She was like, "Oh yeah, you did that. You did
Blessings
that. You
over
know,
your home. Blessings over your home. And the spirit of the living God run all up and through there. Enemy, you ain't got permission. You ain't got permission to go to that doorstep at all. So congratulations, friend. And I just want to listen tonight.
Thank you. Well, I truly appreciate it, y'all. I tell you, we started talking about we had started talking about moving. Y'all know, y'all been in the Patreon with me for a while. I had been talking about I'm a move, and we finally did that in August. And then, you know, once we moved and everything, I had started saying that I wanted to go extreme. I was like, I want to go extreme. I don't want to constantly feel like I have to be in this bubble, constantly pitting. You know how you be so used to not having that. When you do start having, it's like you want to save everything. It's almost like you're saving up for if you don't have it, because you still have that mentality in the back of your mind. And I was like, you know what, I got to get out there. So I just said, you know what, this is what she wants. Let's go ahead and get it. And you know, it was a good thing. It was a real good thing. She's happy. Shaquan, what you got for me?
Happy wife, happy life.
Come on.
You feel me?
Yeah, I see a spot where y'all need this canvas too, just to let you know. Just gonna throw that out there real quick. It's coming. Remember that Vegas trip? Y'all Vegas trip. I still got that. So just hold on, friend. I got you.
Okay, cool. Yeah, man. Listen, you're right, Shaquan. Happy. Yeah, she's happy. So it's quiet in here today. Everybody's doing their own thing. Like I couldn't, you know what I mean? I couldn't ask for nothing more. So I'm like, yes, you know what I mean? All I had to do was buy some furniture, yo. So that's it. You know what I mean? Hey, cool.
On some real stuff. You deserve it. You know, I'm about to move in. I got my bags packed. I'm about to come through.
Hey, yo, come on. Listen, it's gonna be a whole party out here, okay? It's gonna be a whole party, man. I'm just loving. I ain't gonna even sit here and lie. I'm just loving just watching God work. You know what I'm saying? I'm just loving watching God work, like, you know, and, you know, because y'all been with me forever. So y'all know where I came from. You know what I'm saying? I was doing videos, you know what I'm saying, in my kitchen, in my little place over there. You know what I'm saying? I was doing videos.
To the crib. Let's go.
Right. So I'm burning up in the car. I'm sweating bullets in the car. You know what I'm saying? Now we can actually sit at the kitchen counter and do a whole live video and really, you know what I'm saying, not have to worry about the phones overheating and going through all of that. You know what I'm saying? So God is definitely amazing. I'm going to jump into what we're going to be talking about today. But one of the things I did want to say again, though, y'all, it's so important that we get to that place where we realize who it is that we serve. And I think that once we get to, you know, and that's and me talking about my own life and what it is that I'm going through and just being able to navigate through what I'm going through right now, you know what I'm saying? Like just being able, you know, when you're coming from a situation where, you know what I'm saying, you had that lack thinking, or you come from that broken home, or you come from that environment where, you know what I'm saying, you always was fighting for whatever was left, to be able to change that. You know what I mean? It's nothing more powerful than a changed mind. And I cannot say that enough. I cannot drill that into you guys enough. I just want y'all to understand that whatever it is that you genuinely want out of life, that you can have that. You can have whatever it is that you want, but it's going to require you to genuinely lock in. And when I say, and I want to put emphasis on genuinely, right? And I know we're supposed to be going into chapter 7. Give me a minute, right? Give me a second. Okay. Cause I ain't gonna promise you that this ain't gonna turn into a live, but we're gonna try, we're gonna do our best. Okay. When I say genuine, what I'm telling you is whatever God you see is going to be the God that you have. Okay.
Yes, sir.
I want y'all to write that down. Whatever God that you see is going to be the God that you have. And the reason why I say that is because if you only look at God like a healer, then all you're saying is that I want to be healed. If you look at him only as a carpenter, remember when he went back to his hometown? Let's just go there for a second. When he went back to his hometown, right? They saw him as the carpenter's son. So if you just seeing him as a carpenter's son and you just want to get your dough fixed, you want to get your carpet laid, you just want to get your walls put up, then that's all that you're going to get. You know what I mean? But you have to see God as your source. You have to see God as, you know what I mean? Your source, not your resource. The job is the resource. God is the source. Know that. And a lot of times we become so sidetracked in life because we're looking at other people. We're looking at other people. We're putting our faith and our trust in everybody except for him. We're willing to follow after everybody but him, to trust them to do this, to trust them to do that. And we do that because a lot of times we say that we have faith, but we only have faith in certain situations. We only have faith when our back is against the wall. Oh, and I just need you to heal me. You trust me to heal you, but you don't trust me to keep you healed. You don't trust me to provide for you. You don't trust me to make sure that there's always being a way made for you. You have to understand that he's all of those things. Everything. So even in reading chapter 7, when I'm reading that chapter, I'm like, yo, that's so much into what it is that I'm already studying, because chapter 7 says, who got your back? And a lot of times what we do is we put, again, all of our trust, all of our everything into people that don't have no more power than us. I'm just saying, they ain't got no more power than what you got. And you talking, and it was a part in the book where he's like, you know what I'm saying? You got your trust in Sarah, or you go outside of your way. If y'all remember back Monday, I was talking about how y'all want to get, you know, people want to get clicks, right? They want to get a group of people to dislike you. They want to get a whole, you need everybody to be on board, or you need people to come validate.
No, what he said. How big is Sarah?
Hey, he said Sarah was 5'1" and 120 pounds. I said, man, God, man, listen. So I'm like, God, dog, Sarah, he ain't put no weight or height on you, baby. He really did you bad. But you know what I'm saying? And a lot of times that's what we do, though, right? We put our faith and we put our trust in everybody else. We trust them to come through. We trust them to provide. And guess what people are going to do? People are just like you. If they wake up one day and they decide that I don't want to love you, I don't want to be there for you, I don't want to be in this relationship anymore, this right here is no longer working for me, then the same way that you have a divine right of choice, they also have that same divine right of choice. They can say that, hey, look, I don't want this anymore. This ain't good for me anymore. And you don't have a right to try to force them to be in something that they don't want to be in. You don't have a right to try to force them into a relationship or force them to stay in a marriage. You don't have the right to try to manipulate them into staying in that situation where you need to stay here because of the kids. You need to stay here because of this and that. Now you're wrong as well for trying to manipulate the outcome, because again, everybody have a divine right of choice, and that's not your job. You can't take that away from them. But you have to make up your mind who has your back. You have to make up your mind what God is it that you're going to serve? Are you going to only have faith in certain situations? Are you only going to trust and believe in certain situations? Because I want to be honest with you right now, life is going life.
You better say that.
Regardless.
You come on, it is. Life is going to life no matter what. You're going to always have some level of hardship in your life. You're going to always have something that's inconsistent, something that's going to be up and down. That is a part of life. Life will beat you up. It'll leave some knots, some lumps, some bumps all across your head. Understand that. But you have got to learn how to take a licking and keep on ticking. You got to learn how to bob and weave, because if your faith is wavering like that, if you're that type of person, then I want you to understand that you're going to always find yourself bouncing back. Every other week, I'm bouncing back. Every other week, I'm trying to stay afloat, coach. Every other week, well, girl, I'm just trying to make it. At one point or another, you're going to have to change that dialogue. At one point or another, you're going to have to shift that mental switch inside your mind and start demanding good days in your life. You're going to have to start demanding, you know what I'm saying, levels of respect. You're going to have to start waking up every single day. Oh, I'm going to have me a good day today. How am I going to do that? I'm intentionally creating the day that I want. Oh, I'm going to be in a good mood today. How you going to be in that mood? Because I'm going to intentionally focus on maintaining this mood. I'm not letting nothing or nobody pierce my peace. I'm not letting nothing or nobody get up under my skin. I'm going to stay focused. And what I'm telling folk, have the day that you deserve and walk it smooth off.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. That's where
I
I'm
learned
at.
from you, stop using the word try. I learned that from you, because we have a habit of saying, I'm trying. I have been personally practicing. No, I'm not trying nothing. I'm doing.
That's
Even
right.
even if it don't feel like it, or I'm not seeing no instant results, I'm still doing. So that's something
right.
that I am programming my mind, even now in my circumstances. No, we're not trying, we're doing. We're gonna let these bricks fall where they're gonna fall. We either gonna take them and build them up, or we're gonna take them and hop over, or we're gonna pick them up and toss them. It's really
exactly,
so.
And and I'm glad you made that point, because again, when we're in these situations, I need for you guys to understand how important dialogue is. It's important, because what we were talking about today, we were talking about that live from the day. How many times you done been on there and you done seen somebody already claiming depression, already claiming stress, already claiming the enemy got the victory, and the enemy thinking he gonna do this and thinking he gonna do that. You giving credit, way more credit than he deserved. He ain't even thinking about what you got going on right now. You speaking it into your own life. You bringing it into your own life. That ain't even on his roster right now. He ain't even thinking about coming to mess with you, knock on your front door, ain't even in your neighborhood right now, but you're giving him an open invitation by already letting him know, what, I got a weak area in my life. I have a spot in my life. I got a small opening over here. And if you want to come and mess with me today, then I just want you to know that I'm already having a pity party. I'm already being a Debbie Downer or a negative Nancy. So if you want to come on over here to bother me right now, I got the door open for you. And a lot of y'all, that you have to understand that that's exactly what it is. You're leaving the door open. Understand that. I don't know what, you ain't Bruno Mars, baby. You better learn how to shut some doors. At the end of the day, I'm trying. Listen, don't start me up. I said, yo, okay.
May I ask you a question? Because I wanted to ask you a question about that, Street, about the live today, when you were saying how do you have seasonal depression, right? How do you have seasonal depression? Well, I could be authentic. October, like from October through to December, those are very tender times in my
Right.
life. And it's
Mhm.
not that I'm opening the door for it. It's just
Mhm.
a part of my life. So I
Right.
got what you were saying, about, the seasonal depression and things of that nature.
Pause
Mhm.
1 second. That used to be a part of your life.
Right.
Intentionally, you're making these months the best that they've ever been this year.
And that's
You
what I'm
make
saying. I'm fighting through them.
That's
Like
right.
it's like you said, you got to acknowledge. You got to
That's
acknowledge
right.
the presence.
That's
I'm
right.
acknowledging the presence of
Mhm.
depression. But what
Right.
I'm not doing is
Is
giving it
giving it.
permission to land.
Exactly.
Got you.
Exactly.
Got you.
That's perfect right there.
Got
And
you.
you want me to tell you while I started telling y'all this is going to blow your mind, right? The thing about it is, for me, everybody that's been following me for a while, y'all know my niece went missing November the 25th, right? And for the longest time, for the past 6 or 7 years, I've hated November. I've hated November. I've hated the holidays because my niece loved these times of year. Not only is Thanksgiving my niece's favorite holiday, but it's also my brother who passed away from cancer. It's also his favorite holiday as well. And we would always get together, and during this time, she'll say, "Oh, auntie, we about to eat like a boss." My brother, he'll be ready to go throw down. This was our time. Right. So from August, on 1 August, from back in since 2010, August have always sucked for me. It's always from August all the way through. It's always been a trying time. I was dealing with, relationship issues. I was dealing with friend issues. It was just so much. It was like everything was always falling apart. And what I found myself doing was saying that I hate August. I hate everything after August. I just hate those times of the year. I started saying that. I'm being honest right now. And then I started a couple of years ago, back in 2020, when I first started doing about 2016, 27, actually, it was about 2020 after I left the job. And when I left that job, Drea, I'm going to tell you, that was in July of 2020. And I knew what was coming around. And I knew that when I left that job, remember I told you that in that moment, I felt something that I never felt before. And when they gave me that ultimatum and said, it's either you're going to pick this or you're going to pick that, Evangelist, in that moment, I decided what God I was going to serve. In that moment, I decided what it was that who I was going to be, how I was going to be, and how I was going to show up in my life from that point forward. I changed my internal dialogue. I changed the external dialogue. I shifted that mental switch and I said, you know what? Let me go pack up my desk. My desk got packed up. I didn't know what I was going to do. 23 years I've been working. All I knew to be able to keep my mind focused off of everything that the end of the year would bring to me, from my brother to my niece to all the brokenness, all the stuff that would trigger these emotions. All I did was work. Anybody that know me, they'll tell you she did videos in her work uniform. She did videos at the job, at her job. She was there for 16 hours, sometimes 24 hours a day. I worked so that my mind would always be busy. I always made sure I was doing something. I did not know what I was going to do without working. I made up everything that I tell y'all is things that I do myself or things that I've done myself. The way that I switched that around was I said, you know what? 2020, I'll never forget it. This is going to be the best year ever. I'm ending this. And I started saying it on the live videos. I said, I'm going big, y'all. I'm about to go big. I'm about to go big. I started saying, I'm going big, y'all. I'm about to go big. When I walk, they go Antoinette. I'm trying to tell you, I'm going big, y'all. I'm about to go big. I kept saying it over and over and over. And everybody that was doing sessions with me, I kept telling them, I said, meditate 2 minutes a day. I want y'all to meditate on I am in control. I want you to tell yourself that you're in control so much that you start to believe and start to feel that you're in control. So anytime anything negative will pop up, I'm in control. I'm in control. You say it so much to yourself and out loud that you always center yourself back with that. I did videos back to back to back to back to back. I got this. We going big. We going big. October of 2020 changed my whole entire life. Best year ever. Best year ever. I've worked 23 years in warehouse as a warehouse supervisor or a warehouse manager, making real good money. I made way more money, lived way better, took all kind of trips, was doing everything up under the sun, ain't had nobody job. Resource versus source. Resource versus the source. Right? So then what I done was, when I knew that those months was coming up, guess what I started doing? Being proactive. If y'all notice, ever since August, I've been saying something to y'all about what? Being proactive in your life. Like I tell you, I'm the type of person, I'm not going to speak on something that I've never done. I'm not going to tell you something that I've never experienced myself. What I'll do is I'll go and get a licensed therapist. I'll go and get a coach. I'll go get somebody else that specializes in that. And I'll set up a course for y'all inside of the Patreon way before. I don't talk about things that I don't know. That's not me. And you will know that about me. The more that you follow me, you're gonna say, yeah, she real authentic. Now, if she don't know, she gonna say that she don't know, and she gonna bring you somebody that do know, and she gonna make sure that you get that information. That's just the person that I am. But what I started, when I be on something, I be on what I be on, and I be wanting y'all to be on board with me, right? So I started being proactive in my life. So what I did this year was, because I wanted to make sure that y'all wouldn't experience that, August, I started planning. I started doing 30-day boot camps in August. I started bringing guests in August. In October, September, we had licensed coach. We had therapists. We had all types of people coming in. We've been picked up a book and said, we're going to dissect this book. I've been proactive because I want to make sure that you guys know, hey, we ain't going for that this year. We knocking this thing out the park. Depression, we ain't got that. Stress and anxiety, we not dealing with. We not walking around having that same heavy heart, that same heavy mind. That's right. So every time somebody's saying something, no, you owe this to yourself, baby. You owe this to yourself. This is a personal journey right here. Understand that if the enemy is going to come for us, he's going to have to be suited up, and he's going to have some brand new tactics, because the old ones ain't gonna work. We too far ahead of the game right now. When you get to that point where you're constantly pouring into yourself, when you're constantly staying focused, when you become extremely intentional in your life, and you're operating morning routine, night routine, reading 2 chapters a day, doing time blocking, journaling, when you looking back over your life, you're like, babe, I done came too far. Ain't no way.
Yeah.
Ain't no
Yeah.
Ain't no way. And
Yeah.
that's what I was meaning by that. But we sometimes get confused about who have our back, and not understanding that the God that we see is going to be the God that we get. If you only see him as a healer, then you're only coming to him for healing. If you only see him as a provider, then you're only coming to him when you want certain things. If you only see him as this or as that, that's the one that you're going to get. You have got to expand that and look at him as if, oh, you can do all things. You can do all things. Stop putting limits on them. You know what I mean? How you put limits on God? When he say, I put the stars in the sky. I put the sun up there and said, stay. Divided the oceans, baby. Put them exactly where they're supposed to go. Do you not see how the world operates every day? No matter what religion that anybody practice, they cannot deny that there's still a God. And you want to put limits? You think the small things that we deal with, that we go through on a regular basis, is too big for him to handle? We have got to expand our faith. We have got to, because what we do right now, we only have our faith is only based on certain situations. Oh, I believe you could get me out of this. If you get me out of this one time, I promise you I ain't gonna never get back in this again. If you do this for me this one time, then I promise this. We only have faith in those type of situations, instead of having those deposits paid on a regular basis. You know what? I'm aligning myself for this. I'm trusting and I'm believing for this. This is right here. This right here. This is what I want for my life. Understanding that he's capable, he's able to do exceedingly and abundantly beyond what you can ask or think. Did you not hear that part? You ain't got to do nothing but think about it.
I heard it.
He said beyond what you can ask or think. And coach is telling you internal dialogue, external dialogue, both matter. Because see, you can pray right, but live wrong. Have all the right words of prayer, but then get up and pick up everything that you just prayed about. So what it is that you have here, you got to also have it in here. And you got to let it flow through everything that you do. What you speak, what you think is what you speak. And that's going to manifest what it is, how you behave on a regular basis. People don't know nothing about you until you start talking. They don't, if you walk around and you don't ever say a word to anybody, they don't know nothing about you. The first thing they hard to read. They're real hard to read. They don't talk much. People don't know nothing about you until you start talking.
Mm-hmm. I think you mean. I get that all the time. People think I'm mean, but I'm sweet as cake.
Mm-hmm. I get that too, Evangelist Brett. I was at a job. It's so funny that she say that.
Me too.
I used to work at a job, and a coworker overheard some conversation about me in the bathroom. And she came back. She said, "Oh, you're just so mean, and you're just so this and that." And I said, "Excuse me?" I said, "I thought me and you was cool." She said, "Oh, that's the word in the bathroom about you." I said, "Oh, really now?" I said, "Who's saying that?" And she told me it was some girls in another department. And I said, "That's because they don't know me. They haven't taken the time to get to know me. So they're just going based off my face. I have resting bitch face, well, but that don't perceive me to be a mean person. You haven't really talking to me and really gotten to know me, to know who I am." And later on down the line, they got to know me and they were like, you're real cool and you funny. I'm like, I know, right? You finally got to know me, but you perceive me to be a mean person based off my looks.
Yeah, prejudging people. Prejudging people is what people be doing. But I tell you what, sometimes, you know what I'm saying, I be telling people all the time, they'll be like, you look like you don't want to be bothered, then why are you bothering me? What? That's how I carry on though. If I
get it that you say it like that, people will take it to like, okay, you answered your own question.
Exactly. If I look like I don't want to be why are you bothering me? If I look, why are you bothering me? Go ahead on up out my face. I told y'all that's how I be acting. People be think I be being funny, but I don't. Want me to tell you why? Because one thing about me for sure, you have to meet me in person to know my energy is top notch. I love people. I'm a hugging person, and when I see you, it's all love. That's the person that I am. So if you approach me and that's what you get, that's what you feel, then me and your energy ain't the same. And I don't want to deal with you. You know what I'm saying? Because I much rather you approach me and say, "Hey mama, you know what? Have a good day." You know what I'm saying? Have a good day. How you doing today? You know what I'm saying? Or just simply say good morning. Because if you was to say good morning to me, then guess what? I'm going to say good morning back. And there we go. We didn't start a whole nother conversation, but approaching me and almost insulting me as you approach me. "Oh, what you trying to say about what I look like? Get out my face. I don't got time. I don't got
Somebody help me with that, because I never smile. I do more now, but when I go out, I don't. It's my poker face. And this gentleman, I'm walking in the store, and he looked at me. He said, "You so pretty, but you look like you mean. I bet you would be even more beautiful if you just smile." So I turned around and I looked. At first, that hood in me, you know what I'm saying? But I thought about what he was saying. Oh, maybe I am. And it made me come home and think about myself. Am I giving off that I'm not approachable? I have gotten that so much. I said, but I don't want to be not approachable, because I'm very approachable.
Right.
Just those few words. So I started practicing smiling. You know what I'm saying? And that really, really helps. But it's the poker face,
Yeah. And then sometimes we just be having stuff to do. Sometimes sometimes you're not even focusing on that. You're focusing on whatever that mission is. And sometimes
or it could be the sun is in my eye. I'm trying to see my way. I'm not trying to mug you. I can't see you. I don't even know you.
And as a mother, let's be real, y'all. Those of us that's mothers, sometimes you got the kids you dealing with. You trying to get into the store, back out the store. Sometimes you got so much on you. You like, I'm just trying to get in here and do what I got to do in and out. And you ain't thinking about none of that. You're not thinking about all the stuff that they be talking about, man. I get what you're saying, but yeah, I'm a good one for telling people to get. If I look like I don't want to be bothered, then why are you bothering me? Why? Yeah, I just need to know why you bothering me. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead on and find you somebody else to aggravate, because I ain't even about to do do it. But you know what I mean? I did want to share that, but I'm glad that you brought that up though, Evangelist Britt, because I'm pretty sure that some other people may have been thinking about that. Like, yo, you know what I mean? It's easier said than done when you're saying, you know, to shut down depression, stress, and anxiety, because I did notice it was somebody in the comment section as well saying, you know, I get what you're saying, Street, but at the same time, and that's why I said back to you guys, I know that when I'm on live video, I have people that are watching me from everywhere, right? It's thousands of people logged on, they from everywhere. And I get that. And they don't get the same information that you guys get. When we come into here, I'm able to, you know, dig deeper into things. I'm able to elaborate more further into things. You guys have that opportunity to be able to ask those questions and whatnot. And that's the reason why I do push the Patreon so hard. The thing about it is, I'm not saying that it's easy. I'm saying that it's doable. I'm saying that if you work and you're intentional in what it is that you're doing, then you can beat that. If you change your internal and external dialogue, you know what I mean? Shutting down those negative thoughts, replacing every negative thought with a positive one, being intentional with what you move, what you do and how you move. And, you know, it's nothing like looking at yourself and being proactive, right? Because I never said that. I didn't tell them that. You know what I'm saying? I don't have time to give them piece by piece. They got to get in the group. But being proactive in your life is what I teach inside of here, right? When you know that these months right here or this day, my mother's such and such passed away, you know, and it's a hard time for me, and I just got to figure that out. If you know that time is coming, that month is coming, I'm telling you, be proactive. You know what? I know that time is coming. So what am I going to do? Matter of fact, I had somebody in here that came to me with that situation. They said, Coach, what should I do? Celebrate. If every other year y'all get together, y'all release balloons and y'all cry and y'all have this pity party, this particular year, challenge yourself to do something different. You can still release the balloons, but put on their favorite song, something that they enjoy, dance around, go out to eat, you know what I'm saying? Do a birthday cake, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? All these other things that you can do that is uplifting, that's a celebration. You know what I mean? Do that. Did it and came back, Coach, you know what? I've never in my life thought that I would be having a birthday party for a person that wasn't here. But when I tell you, everybody got together and it was like something that you've never seen before, it's all about perspective. The moment that you give the enemy that door, that little space to come in, he's coming in. The moment that you have that stress and that anxiety and like, oh, such and such time coming, I already know how that's going to be. It's almost like you're prepping yourself to be down bad. Already then bought the candles, already got the oil for the tub, already got all your sad songs selected, and you just going to run that hot tub, get over in it, light up the candles and sit and soak.
My bedroom. Get out my house. Get out my house. But you're right. But so I want to share. You got to do something the opposite. You have to do something opposite. And what I learned to do, like you said, when you know what's coming, what I decided to start doing, start thanking God for the time he did, you know, share them with me. And that has helped me deal. You know, like I'm shocked because I usually be snotting and crying right about now, but I'm not. I'm like, okay, Lord, I thank you for sharing them with me. And what I will take is the things that I learned from them.
That's right.
That's how I celebrate too. It feels good not to be, I'm down. I ain't going to sit up here and lie like I ain't going through nothing because I am. Right. But I tell you, it's different. It's not bothering me. It's not bothering me.
Right.
And I'm tripping because it's not bothering me, but I'm not trying to open the door.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I've been swinging, y'all. I've been really fighting this stuff back because it is so hard for me. So hard.
And to being honest about it is, you know, you have to accept the fact that, you know, you feel sad or that, you know what, this is a bad time for me. Like, you know what I mean? There's a part of me that want to sit down and soak. It's a part of me that want to throw in a towel. It's a part of me that just want to say, forget it and walk away. That's you being human. That's you being human, period. We all have those moments. But if you think back, I always say, go through and feel what you feel, go through every single emotion, and then go straight to what's next. Because the soaking and sitting and allowing the enemy to play in your mind is what brings on that stress and anxiety. You can have things going on in your life. You're not going to be able to stop that. That's going to be part of life. But you giving in to that, having those feelings and allowing those feelings to consume you is two totally different things. See, I can feel a certain type of way and I can have things going on in my life, but guess what? I'm not going to allow those things to consume the person that I am. You're going to have to ask me, oh, I thought such and such was happening. I thought she was going through this. And because, baby, I'm going to still have a smile on my face. I'm going to still have my makeup done. My hair's still going to be done. I'm still taking that shower. I'm not calling out of work. I'm going to stay active. I'm going to keep moving. Why? Because the life don't stop because I'm going through it. The world don't stop because I'm going through it. And I think the moment that we realize that, life and death is all, it's going to happen. There's nothing that we can do about it. And we have to learn to celebrate both. We got to.
It goes back to what you always said. You got to decide who you're going to be when that time happens.
Boom.
You feel me?
Boom. That's it. You got to. You got to know who you're going to be. And the reason why we say know who you're going to be, again, proactive. I already knew this was coming. So I'm already ready. I already knew that I might have to experience that. So guess what? I'm already ready. I already knew that I was going to get some backlash. Somebody was going to say this. Somebody was going to say that. So guess what? I'm already ready. It's all about being proactive. The problem is, you know what I mean? We've gotten so used to doing what? Being reactive. We've got so used to, y'all know I ain't gonna lie when I say this right here, so y'all get ready. We done got so used to saying we'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
You ain't lying.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, ma'am.
So it was confirmation when you did the pop-up call, and there was a sister on there. I don't remember what her name was, but she said she cut her grandma off and her mom off. And then you reacted and said you cut your mom off too. That was just confirmation for me. And then on your live today, the little brother, he said the same thing. He cut his mom off too.
Right.
I cut my mom off July 2022. And I told her there's no coming back from this. So is it wrong for me? And my mom got COPD and she lied about having cancer. She lied about having skin cancer, but she got COPD and she's not going to be here for long. She's up in her years. I've already decided who I'm going to be when that time happens. I don't talk to her at all.
Right.
Is it wrong for me to already have her funeral? She already had her funeral in my head. Is that harsh or is that too wrong? She's already dead to me.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you right now. Baby, I'm the same exact way. I've already made up my mind that if that was the case, then the ones that she thinks so highly of, she better, like I said today on the live, you better hope that they would do the same things that I would do. Now, at the end of the day, the relationship that they have with you and the relationship that I have with you is two totally different relationships. It's one thing to birth a child. It's another thing to be a mother to a child. I don't have that relationship with you. You know what I'm saying? No, I don't want anything bad to happen to you. I don't wish that on anybody. But I'm saying if life and you end up being taken out of here, I'm going to show up and I'm going to be respectful. But no, I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be hooping and hollering and falling all over the floor and all of that. And there's a very
I'm not even showing up.
Well, that's what I was finna say. Hold on, let me finish though. And it's a very strong possibility that I'm going to do the walkthrough in the funeral home, not even be at the church. It's a strong possibility that I'm probably only going to do a walkthrough where I can pay my respects and go on about my business, because I don't want to be attached to none of the folks that I know for a fact y'all didn't deal with me when she was here. So why I'm going to deal with y'all now?
Thank y'all for sharing. Thank y'all for sharing. Y'all not by y'all. I thought I was sitting up here by myself. I ain't gonna lie, because I don't talk to my mama neither. You know what I'm saying? And I was sitting up here feeling so guilty, watching. It's hard to see other women that get along with their mamas. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I got sons, so I don't have that. You know what I'm saying? So I was really just sitting up here thinking I was by myself when it come to that. When you ain't got your mama in your life and you want her there, but she don't want you.
Yep. Listen, I've been there for I'm 45. I'm 45 now. I'll be 46 in March. I've spent half of, I know at least since I've been 15, 16 years old, trying to, live how she wanted me to live, get her validation to be able to love and live up to her standards. She's a minister and just trying to understand where she coming from and everything else. And like I said, when I made up my mind who I was going to be, who I was going to serve, the life that I was going to live, when I come on here and I tell you, oh yeah, well, I'm going to disconnect. I'm going to walk away from anything that has a negative impact on my life or on my mental health. I had to live up to those standards. You know what I mean? I pride myself on making sure that I have the relationship with my kids that I wish I had, with my mother. I set my kids down, and about 3 years ago, I shared that with y'all. And I apologized to my own kids because I knew I was hard to deal with when they were coming up, because I was only doing what I was taught. So I was a bully as a mother. I was hard as a mother. You know what I'm saying? I was that person. But what changed my whole entire thing, my son, my biological son, my daughter loves me to death. She came along after the new me was here. But for my son's 25, and he says, Ma, I don't blame you for nothing that you've done.
My son told me the same thing.
Yeah, he's like, I know that, you was a young mom. You didn't know what you were doing. You know what I'm saying? And I wish I would have listened to you. I wish I wasn't so hard-headed. You know what I mean? And if you go on my page today, you'll see we call each other twin. Like
that's your twin. That's your baby.
But at the end of the day, I make sure that we have that communication. I make sure that we have that relationship. And I can't sit up here and I can't flex with it for y'all at all. I can't pretend. Ever since I cut her off, that weight that I had on my shoulders since I've been 20 some odd years, that weight's not there anymore. My heart is not heavy the way that it was anymore. I'm not walking around feeling like I'm on eggshells at 45 because I don't know how she's going to feel. My mom is so obsessed with the church that her concern is what the church is going to think, what the church is going to feel, what the church is going to say. She's upset with that. She's obsessed with that. She's going to feed them before she feed us. So it's one of those situations, and it doesn't help the fact that I look just like my dad. So she blames me for looking like the person that she dated, she married, she had kids by.
Oh my gosh. It's even worse when your own mama tell your kids that you her enemy. That shit hurt. What kind of seed you done planted in my kids' head by telling them I'm your enemy? Yeah. Where? Mm-hmm. And that's all I ask, where? I didn't ask to be born. I didn't ask that man to do that to you. But I'm paying for what he did to you. Mm-hmm. I'm paying for it.
So, yeah. And I do, and I done it during. Y'all. Oh no, you fine. That's what this group is for. And I done it the same way, friend. I done it for years. I listened to all the stories of how my dad abused her, the drugs, the alcohol, the everything, the gangs, the beatings, the everything. And basically I had to suffer for that. I looked just like him. So in her mind that I could never live past the limitations that she put for my life. I'm supposed to be, in jail. I'm supposed to have a rap sheet. I'm supposed to have all these kids. I'm supposed to be, this person, this thug, this gangster. And I'm a motivational speaker. And
that ain't coach. Nothing but a demonic spirit, because I got the same words and the devil speaking the same language. That ain't nothing but the devil in hell.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. And so it was one of those situations where I dealt with that for a lot of years. And it seemed like in 2020, when everything started to change for me, everybody was happy but her. Everybody celebrated me but her. Everybody understood what it was that I was doing but her. And if I was to tell her about anything that was happening or anything good that was happening, it was real dry. It was like, you know what I mean? Oh yeah, well, you could do this, but be careful about that. You could be okay here, but just don't go there. You know, it was always something, you know what I mean? It was always something negative, to the point where I didn't even want to share my good news. And then when it got to the point where, you know, people were coming at her job and stuff like that, saying, oh my God, I didn't know that Street Poet was your daughter, and this and that, or whatever. Then it was like, wait a minute, how do y'all know her? And now having to see somebody that you wrote off, having to see somebody that you condemned to hell, the grave, and jail and everywhere else, to see that person now, you know what I'm saying, being everything that you thought that they wasn't going to be, you're mad at me because I didn't turn out how you thought I would.
I'm learning that the people be mad. It don't even be you. It's not me. They mad at what God is doing.
Right.
And they mad because they can see it. It ain't you. It ain't me. It ain't none of us. It's the fact that you can't see. You can see it. You just don't want to accept it.
Right. And that's, you know? and that's the thing is, it's just you don't want to accept it. And when I walked away, it was some people that was looking at me because they had been around me for a long time, and they knew how hard I was working for her acceptance, her approval, her pats on the back. And, you know, like I said, I don't say things to y'all that I don't live up to. What do y'all think I be talking about when I'm saying that you do not need it? You don't need the apology. You don't need the acceptance. You don't need them to be a part of your life. You have got to understand that God will put you in situations. I'm talking tough situations, that things that you will be going through, and you'll be thinking that those situations are to destroy you. No, it's to destroy the things and the people that are attached to you. It's not really for you, but it's some things that's attached to you, some people that are attached to you that you don't need with you, and you can't get to your next level because of who you attach to. And you have to separate yourself from that so that you would actually be able to have that joy, have that peace, have that sanity that you deserve in life. And the moment that I cut ties with everybody is the moment that I started to feel, I feel the freest now than I've ever felt in my life. You know, it's one of those things. You know, you have to give people the gift of goodbye, you know, and it's not saying that you hate them. It's not saying that you don't wish them well. It's just simply saying that where I'm going and what I'm doing in my life, I understand now that we're not on the same page. We're not even in the same book.
And you can't.
Yeah, that's a necessary ending.
There you go. That's exactly what it is. It's a necessary ending. You know, in order for one phase of your life to begin, you have to be willing to go ahead and, to begin, you have to be willing to end the one before that. You have to be willing to let it go.
Absolutely.
Can I just say one thing about the mother situation? My situation was very, very similar with the harsh upbringing. I relate with you, Coach, because my harsh upbringing with my mother, I had my father in the household, my stepfather. He was with me since I was 2. My mother married him. My father was in the military, went to Vietnam and went to the military, Coast Guard, all that for my entire life. She was just so strict. It didn't matter that I got good grades. It didn't matter that I was there to help with my sisters. I was the living babysitter. I was the living housekeeper. There was no respect for me as her child. And it was after I turned 18, I was determined to leave home. I went in the military. After I, in her mindset, became somebody, her level of respect changed for me. She knew my tolerance was 0 for bull crap. I wasn't going to have it, especially after I became a mother. Now that I'm grown, been in the military, went to Iraq, graduated from college, honors, all of this. This is my daughter. Look at her. This is my daughter. This is my daughter. This is my daughter. It's like she wants the world to see me. And people see me that know she's my mother because she's a funeral director. And she'll say, yeah, she's graduating with honors because she's smart like me. No, I'm smart like me.
That's right.
I'm smart like me. I don't want to identify with anything there. Yes, you birthed me, but I don't want to identify with you and your character because you treat people foul at times. But it took me to become an adult and present myself as an adult and show her what my boundaries are for her to keep that level of respect in place. Now
That's
she
right.
consults me for everything concerning my younger sisters, concerning my nephew who's 5 years old with autism. I'm the first call.
Mhm.
And it's a harsh way to get respect, but it's in place because
Yes,
the next thing was snip, snip. I keep them scissors in my pocket. I haven't been active with you guys because of school, but I've been getting the videos. I've been on with Dr. Zeb. I've been on with Naya Neely. I've been on with everybody that's been able to feed me until I was able to get myself together, get myself back in place with the group on Thursday night.
Right.
I'm just, whoo. I
Yeah.
really have empathy for you ladies that's got problems with your mothers. I'm there with you. My situation is different for now, but it can change at any time.
Thank you
Right.
for
But
sharing that, Karen.
I don't have any fear, and I have that boldness to move forward with it, whichever way it goes. I'm going
Right.
to be okay with it, whichever way it goes. I want her to be in my life. My children need her. But even through that, I have established such a sound relationship with my daughter and my grandkids that she knows what I went through. And I would never treat my kids the way that my mother treated me. Never, ever, ever. She made me an empath. She made me, my trauma made me an empath.
Wow.
To where I'm fell into abusive relationships and narcissistic relationships. And I was able to identify who I am now. And since I've been in this group, who I am and what my circumstance consisted of. Not that it was anything bad surrounding my life, but my circumstance, because it was that. I'm not claiming anything else. It was a circumstance. I was dealing with a narcissist. I was able to identify it. I've accepted it and I've cut it off. And that's it, point blank, period.
You know
Moving
what? I love the fact that you are open and willing to share. Because I tell you what, you know, sometimes we start to think that, you know, we're wrong or we shouldn't say what it is that we're feeling because of judgment of other people. And we start to think, oh yeah, well, you know, well, because that's your mom, that's going to always be your mom. So, you know, you shouldn't say that. And that's your dad. You only get one dad. You only get one mom. So you shouldn't do this and you shouldn't do that. And the truth of the matter is, you know, I cannot have a codependency type of spirit. I'm not going to promote having a codependency type of spirit. I'm going to say create those boundaries. And when you create those boundaries, you owe it to yourself to be fair and consistent all the way across the board, whether that's with your adult children, that's with your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, whomever. At the end of the day, you owe it to yourself to be able to live up to your fullest potential and to also be able to be your true authentic self, you know what I mean, and feel safe in that environment. And when it comes down to it, you know, with me, I'm not going to sit up here and flex because y'all know, like I know, you know, I was raising myself when my dad went to jail. He was in jail. My mom was in the same city as me. So you tell me, why did I have to leave from that city to go to boarding school with a fake ID to go, you know, just so that I can have an adult to watch me, just so that I could get a GED, just so that I can have food on the table, just so I can have running water, just so I can have a bed to sleep in. I had to go and get a fake ID just to be able to do that when my mama was living in the same exact city as me. And the craziest thing about it is she would let me come to her house and spend a night at her house to watch my younger sisters for her so that she could go to work. But then when she would bring me there to watch them so she could go to work, if her light bill went up, she had a whole fit. Well, my light bill went up because she got to go. But I'm here because I'm raising your kids while you work. I'm here because your younger children still have to be here. And the thing about it is, for her, it's easy to cut me off. It's easy for us not to deal because oh wow, what would AME Zion think if they knew the truth? If you have somebody like me that's on every platform, millions of people viewing, and they know who I am, how dare you put out a book telling everything? How dare you be this open and this transparent? People going to look at me funny. They're going to feel a certain type of way.
And that's the only thing that's keeping me away from sending it to the publishers, because I've been so concerned with how this woman is going to take everything. But my thing is, that's your story. And unfortunately, a part of your story is my story. That's the only way I'm really to identify with myself. And it's you better be careful, nobody sue you. You want to say anybody, you want to talk about everybody else, but you really meaning you.
Yeah, well, you better than me because my book on my website. I don't care nothing about that.
I'm still
I don't.
going through, but that has been the thing that's stopping my hand.
Yeah.
Because it's like I love my mom. Don't get me wrong. And right now we just on this text thing. That's all I'm willing to do is text. I don't want to hear your voice. I don't want to see your face, but I respect you and I text. But I feel a lot better. Don't get me wrong. I'm taking all of this in, but I really, really was sitting over here and been sitting over here for years by myself, thinking I'm the only one dealing with this shit. Because I get the same thing. How you serving God and telling people you love God and you got this beef with your mother. I don't have a beef with my mom.
Right.
I don't have beef.
Yeah, and people have to understand the difference in between boundaries and beef. It's not a beef at all. It's just a boundary. Anybody that I feel like is not good for my mental health, anybody that I feel like has a negative impact on my life, I separate myself from those people. It's not that if you call me and say, oh yeah, well, she needs this, and this is any way that you're going to be able to help, or can you do? If it's something that I can do it, I don't mind doing it. I just don't want to deal with you. I don't want to share space with you. I don't want to be in your presence, and that's fine with me. I fought for that for a very long time, but my situation, like, everybody else's situation, all of our situations are different because, like I said, even though I left from with her when I was probably about 5 or 6 years old, when my dad first kidnapped us. I was raised in Baltimore. I was in Baltimore for a very long time, and we were eating things straight out the ocean, man. That's, just nothing but seafood. My dad kept us for years in Baltimore while they looked for us, and the only reason why he done that was because she was strung out on drugs. She wasn't coming home. We wasn't being watched. We wasn't being fed. The lights were always off. It was always something. So this man broke out of jail and came and got us from her.
Oh, that's right.
And took us to Baltimore, and we lived under the grid. So yes, he's done a lot of messed up things, you know what I mean? But at the same time, I understand why he was moving the way that he was moving. I understand why he done what he done, you know what I mean? But at the same time, like, when she did have the opportunity to be there, she wasn't. So it's not hard for me to not to deal with you. I didn't deal with you majority of my life when we were in the same city. It's not hard for me not to talk to you. You was right here and could have came and checked on me. You was right here and could have took me. You was right here and could have made sure that I was good. You always made a decision not to, you know what I mean? And guess what? Now I'm making the decision not to, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah, similar. I was in the house. My mother had me very young. She was a baby herself, but I thank God for my aunts, her sisters who were there, and to give me what she just wasn't able to. And the whole sad thing is that I'm just praying for the opportunity. I just want to tell her one time, listen, I understand. That's all I want. That's all I want to tell her one time. You know what you went through, I don't blame you. I don't fault you. I understand.
Right. Oh, I definitely get it. Somebody was, you seen them in the comments too. They was asking the name of the book. Yeah, putting the X through the anxiety. And she says, how do you stop being codependent? Codependent is how I stopped. I can only tell you how I stopped. When I stopped, it was basically when I started evaluating my life. I started evaluating my life and evaluating the weight that I was putting on other people, trying to maintain a relationship with them. When I sat back and I did my self-evaluation and I started to look at, the ways that I was breaking my own heart and the things that I was doing that was preventing me from being able to be my best self, I identified all my weak areas. And once I done that, I looked at the people that was causing me those issues, the people that was contributing to what it was that was going on. And the more that I looked at that, I looked at how I leaned on certain people for certain things. And when I saw that I was leaning more on people for love, then I realized that I needed to love myself more. When I looked and I seen that I was looking for other people's validation, for them to tell me I could do this or I could do that, then I started trying to work on, basically listening to myself, listening to my own body, trusting my own intuition. And I started making small decisions for myself, right? I started making small decisions, and I worked on it to the point where I started trusting myself to make bigger decisions and bigger decisions. Before you know it, I was at a place where I knew that no matter what decision that I made, I was going to be the person that was going to have to deal with the consequences. So why am I so caught up in what other people else, what they think and what they feel? So that's how I honestly got to dealing with the codependency. I purchased it. Okay, just making sure she got her book. Tifa, you just popped in. You had something you wanted to share real quick?
Yeah, because I was hearing everybody talking and stuff like that, and about their parents and their mothers, and I grew up in a religious household too. But remember, I told you I grew up Muslim or whatever, so it was like a pastor situation, but he was like called imam, different, same thing
Right.
but different names.
Different names,
And
right?
yeah, basically my whole family, like most of my brothers and stuff, had a big family. They like basically disowned me because of my father, because of my preference, my sexuality preference, and I was my father's favorite. So how do you deal with somebody that's like, curse you on their deathbed, and your parent curse you on their death before they die? And I live my life, I do what I gotta do, and I'm saying, I don't really dwell on it because I gave him the funeral before he passed away. Like Shaquan was saying, I already knew that, it was over, let me live my life, let me do what I gotta do. But then for somebody that gets you on their deathbed and like say curse you on their deathbed, it's like sometimes when I'm positive about the things I'm doing in my life and I have my mind set up, like it comes in my dreams.
Me too.
It starts to affect me on a whole nother level, like where I can't rest.
Yeah.
Here I'm all right. Here I know what I'm doing, but it's spiritually, it comes a different way. And it comes as his image, comes as a lot of other things,
Right.
It's kind of a battle.
Yeah, with me, I don't my dreams are not like that. My dreams basically I dream it before it happened. I don't know. I've been this way since I've been like 14 years old and never knew what it was. So sometimes when I'm telling you guys about me studying spiritual warfare at 15, 16, 17 years old, this was the reason why. Because when I was really young, I was having dreams about things that was going to happen in my family. It'd always be things that was going to hurt me. Anything that was going to hurt me or make me feel a way, I would always dream it first. And inside that dream, I would always be crying. And whenever it happened in real life, I didn't cry. I wasn't hurt. I didn't feel anything towards it because everything I felt, I had already felt in that dream. So I had already went through my emotions. So people would look at me crazy. Like when my brother passed away, I didn't cry.
I had the same gift. I dreamed death too. I dreamed death. Yeah, I dream death as well. So I know I go through the funeral and everything before, and so I already know when people are gonna pass in my family. I don't like that, but it happens.
Yeah, it happens. And the thing about it is when you saying how do you deal with that, friend? Some things in life you don't deal with, right? Okay, I'm being real honest with you right now. It's some things in life you don't deal with. What do I mean by that is when it's dead, it's dead. You shouldn't be given any more energy to it, any more attention to it. Once you've already sometimes you have to mourn people like they dead and they still alive.
Yes.
Right? You go through that process, you feel what you feel, and you move on to the next thing. I'm saying you can't just sit and dwell on that. Whenever somebody makes it, like I said before, a little bit earlier, I was saying when people make decisions on how y'all relationship is going to be or how they're going to deal with you, you have to respect their decision. If that's how you feel, if that's what's on your mind, just be prepared to stand on it. Because you cannot force an outcome. The only thing that you can do is make choices in your life. You choose what you give energy to. You choose what you give attention to. You choose what you multiply inside your life. But if you allow it to stay in your mind, you remember when I told you, whatever your mind is fixed on is what you're going to continue to multiply. So in your mind, you're continuing to dream about it because you're still allowing it to take up space up here. You have to shut that down. You have to give yourself permission to let it go. Permission to let it go. You know what? It is what it is. It hurt like hell, but today's the day I'm going to let it go. Today's the day.
I see my afterlife already. I don't mean to be crazy, but I already seen it. You know what I mean? I already felt it. I already dreamt it already. So, and I loved it. And it's like when I'm on that high horse And it's like the enemy try to come like, nah, you ain't going, I'm gonna let you see this. And you know
Right.
what I mean? Like,
right, but that's his job, remember? But that's his job. And we can't get mad at the enemy for doing what the enemy does. That's his job.
Okay.
You know, and that's the reason why I'm always telling y'all to stay focused, to guard your focus, because you can't get mad at the enemy for doing what the enemy does. And sometimes it's not the enemy. Sometimes it's our own decision making that's the problem.
Okay.
So we have to look at ourselves as well, because sometimes we give him more credit than what he needs. He busy bothering somebody else. He busy bothering somebody else.
He gonna always attack you. It's like anxiety. It's gonna always attack you where it started in the first place.
Always. And one of the things, that's the reason why I've been pushing you guys since August about becoming more intimate with God by making sure that you're focused, making sure that you're reading, that you're fasting, and that you're doing, your meditation. I even mentioned last week about doing the grounding. One thing that you have to understand is the more that you become intimate with God, the less intimidated you are with man, right? Because you start to see where they really don't have the power that they think that they have. They can't do anything to you that you don't allow. And the more that you understand, like we reading in chapter 7, who has your back, and you learn how to resize those giants and understand that there's no situation that I'm going to go through that's bigger than God. There's no wilderness that I'm going to go through that he can't navigate the way out. And most importantly, remember what we read over in chapter 4, where it says there's no place that I can go that you're not there with me. Which means sometimes we feel like we're in these lonely states, like we're by ourselves. But he says, there's nowhere I can go that you're not with me. If I make my bed in hell, you are right there. You feel me? No matter where I go, you are always present with me. If I'm in the den, in the lion's den, you there. If I'm in the belly of the whale, you're there. You know what I'm saying? No matter where I go, you're always there. And the moment that you change the narrative in your life, in your mind, and start speaking more positively over your life, and understand that nothing that I'm going through is going to be able to destroy me. It can only distract me into destroying myself. So if I don't want to give you that power, I don't have to. If I don't want to the only way a person is going to win over you is if you give up your power. People can talk all the mess that they want to talk. They can say everything negative up under the sun about you. They can speak whatever they want to speak. But guess what? It takes for you to give your ear to that. It takes for you to take on what it is that they're saying and give life to what it is that they're saying. If you say that that's not for me, if you say that I don't receive that, if you say that you know what, the devil is a lie, baby, I rebuke you know what I'm saying, and you move forward with your life, you have to understand that it ain't nothing that they can do with you. They can't do nothing but be mad. That's it. That's all that they can really do is be mad. It's all about what you are giving your attention to. You have to become more intimate with God so that you can identify his voice, so that you can operate in your purpose. Because the more that you become intimate with him and following his voice and his understanding, he said, my sheep know my voice. They know when it's for me. They know when I'm giving instructions. They know when I'm saying enough is enough. They know when I'm saying turn left. They know when I'm saying go right. They know when I'm saying cut this person off. They know when I'm giving them red flags. I'm showing them exactly who these people are. So when he shows you exactly who these people are and what it is that they bring to your life, the only thing that you're going to do is mourn that loss, and they can be still living and breathing. You mourn that loss and you go on, because what did he say? Let the dead bury the dead.
Come on, Coach. I was just finna say it. Let the dead
bury the dead. And that's real.
You said it.
Not to say that I don't love you, but to say that once it's dead, it's dead. It was one part where he said, why are you still crying over what I already ended? You still crying over something I already done took that. You ain't getting that back. And you can't manipulate me with your mood. You can't manipulate me with your soaking. You can't manipulate me walking around whining. The only person that's affected by that but you. Your relationships end, they end.
My Lord.
When friendships end, they end. When assignments, I don't even like to call them, I like to call them assignments, y'all. Everybody is assignment.
There you go. Assignments.
My God, Coach. My God.
We just got to be real. It's everything is assignments, baby. Understand? And some people in our life, it's a temporary assignment. This ain't a permanent
don't
job.
last forever. That's the
This
truth.
ain't no permanent job. Understand that. As soon as it runs its course, most of the time you're on a temporary assignment. They give you what, about 90 days. I give you 90 days worth of work. And after them 90 days, they go ahead and let you know that your service is no longer needed. And some of y'all got some pink slips that y'all supposed to be passing out to some of the folks that's in your life. You know what I'm saying? No matter what the relationship is, it's time to start passing out pink slips. Baby, your service is no longer needed. Whatever it is that we had, whatever it is that we were talking about, that's no longer servicing me. I'm at a place in my life right now where you're not beneficial to my growth. You're not in alignment with the life that I'm creating for myself. And and you owe it to yourself to detach. That's it. That's all. One thing, I'm gonna give you an illustration. I think I probably showed y'all this before. That's the lamp up there. All right. We're gonna have that. They got the lamp up there. You have a lamp, you got the cord, you got the part that you plug into the socket. Right? The lamp, the cord, the socket. You could be a beautiful lamp. I'm talking about $1,000 lamp. Big top-notch lamp. Imagine the lamp now. I want y'all to imagine the lamp. Because we're gonna go back through this. Y'all know I be giving y'all all my live stuff. I be about to do this on live, and then I've been and told y'all ahead of time. So now here you are as a lamp, right? Beautiful lamp, expensive lamp, top-notch lamp, right? But that lamp ain't gonna light up without the source. You just decoration without that source. So the lamp is what you are. That cord is your level of faith. The socket, that's God. You got to plug in. If you want to shine, you're gonna have to plug in. If you want to shine, you have to plug in. But not only do you want to shine, but you have to also understand that sometimes you can plug in, but if your cord is frayed, sometimes you have to bend it up a little bit. How many of y'all did this? Bend the cord up a little bit. You have to put a rubber band around it sometimes. Sometimes you got to put some tape on the cord. You know what I'm saying? All of that. That's because you ain't got the right type of faith. And that's what I was telling you about when I say some of us only have faith in certain situations. We trust him to be a provider, but don't trust him to be a healer. We trust him to get us out of this situation, but don't trust him to get us out of that situation. You got to know who your God is, because whatever God you see is going to be the God that you're going to get. If you only see me as a carpenter, then that's what all you're going to do is get your screen door fixed. Because you have to understand that he's no longer the carpenter's son. That's what he started out being. So when he was there, when he went back to his hometown, he only laid hand on a couple of people, those that believe, and he was up out of there. Y'all be so fixated on the people that surround you. Y'all be so fixated on the family members, the community. But even Jesus had to get away from them folk. Because when he went back, they were so obsessed with seeing him as the person that he was born to be, which was a carpenter's son, that they could not understand that this is the Messiah. This is the great I am that you're looking at. But because people gonna only see you from the eyes that they want to see you from. That's when I say that some people are already committed to that version of you. No matter how much you grow, no matter how much you evolve, they only see a carpenter's son. They only see this broken person. They only see a drug addict. They only see whatever it was that you were in your past life. That's all that they see. You think that you're supposed to stay over there and spend all your time trying to convince somebody that's already convinced? You got to separate. And guess what? Sometimes it's your mama. Sometimes it's your daddy.
I was just about to say that.
Sometimes it's right. Sometimes it's your sister, your brothers, your cousins, because they can't respect your growth and development. But you got to plug in. You the lamp. You can shine if you plug in. You can grow if you plug in. You can operate to your fullest potential if you plug in. But if you fail to plug in the plug, then you just a beautiful disaster. You just worthless. You just expensive money just sitting there collecting dust.
You know what my sister told me? That I'm going to hell because my daughter's a lesbian, and I condone it. She said that you shouldn't be accepting that. I mean, I'm not the one to judge, but she said, I'm going to hell. Hell where? I own my own house. I own 2 Cadillacs. I have a bomb job. What hell? Where? What hell are you talking about? If this is hell, I'm comfortable here. I'm going to pull up the beach chair and sit in it. The fuck you mean hell?
As a woman of God, when I hear stuff like that, it burns my soul. It burns my soul when my siblings talk to people like that. Who are you to say who going to heaven and who going to hell?
Like Street said, you don't got a heaven or hell to put me in.
You really and truly don't. One of the things that I tell people all the time is this right here. Is that
that's none of us.
The ones that you think gonna make it won't. And the ones that you think won't make it will. You have to be careful about what you say about people. You have to be careful with prejudging people. You have to be careful with things that you say, because see, sometimes you be over there saying a whole bunch of stuff and you ain't, and most of the time don't even have your own house in order. Don't even know if you coming or going yourself. You know what I'm saying? And so honestly, you know what, Shaquan, I don't even entertain people that have those type of thought processes. I go right on about my business.
I don't either. She's been cut off. She makes box macaroni. Who fucks with that?
Only in my group. Only in my group.
Ew.
Wait a minute.
Oh, you're crazy.
Girl, bad. You don't even
She
make
made
sense.
box. What she put an emphasis
Yeah,
on
I'm
that
done.
box? She made box.
Yeah.
She said that
minute
and
is
then
all.
disappeared. Man, wait, what?
Yeah, okay. Yo, Street, let me say something real quick. Let me say something. So as when I was
the floor is open at this point.
when yo, secret. When I was young, when I was 5 years old, I can remember it's kindergarten, and my family was big gay bashers. Like they would do horrible things, and I said, "What's wrong? What's wrong?" I asked my father, "Oh, it's wrong. It's this and that." And I'm like, so they taught me hate. I wasn't born that way. When you come into the world, you know right from wrong. You know what I mean? It's already inside of you. I was taught to hate. I was taught that. And I found my purpose was, because I mean, when I say they was bad, like not regular, like abusive bad towards people. You know what I mean? Like of my community. So as my father passed away and stuff like that, I have my brothers and my sisters. They love me. I was put here to change their mind, to save them from prejudging, unconditional love, learning how to love on people. They don't preach that hate no more. The generation is stopping. I'm a curse breaker to my family.
Right. And that's a wonderful thing. And I agree. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, I think that, we all have to understand that you don't know, honestly, the book, we don't know. Y'all know, I tell y'all all the time, the Bible is the best self-help book that was ever created. It's all based on how you read it. It's all based on your interpretation of it, right? If you look at it, some people say, oh yeah, all the homosexuals going to going to hell. But you also got to understand that it also say, cut off your toe, cut off your tongue, poke out your eye. It also say, stone people to death. None of those things are happening right now. You have to understand, you have to really have some type of common sense when you're reading certain things, and to understand where it's coming from. When I'm reading the Bible and I'm learning how to love people with a pure love. I'm learning how to have faith and how to trust. I'm learning how to forgive. I'm learning how to, I guess it's just me. Maybe it's just me. I don't.
Free is free indeed.
Yeah, some people look at it and they like, oh yeah, well they created the Bible because they want to, tell the slaves or come tell the slaves how to behave. And Everybody got their own interpretation. Everybody got their own thing. I tell people, you believe and you do whatever makes you a better person, whatever helps you sleep at night, whatever brings you peace. If you're not harming another person, if you're not, you know what I'm saying, putting another person, doing something, you know, that you ain't got no business doing to another person, hey, by all means, I'm not here to judge anybody at all. I just want to see you living up to your fullest potential. I just want to see you, you know what I'm saying, being your true, authentic, best self, because I feel like everybody deserves to be happy.
Yeah. And people get to know that the Bible says that the same measure that you use to judge others, you will be measured the same.
The same.
Yeah, now definitely, you bet you right about that. Y'all know Lily be coming with them scriptures now. She be knowing.
Come on, Lily. She know what Lily.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come
on. She gonna come with a.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about what he said.
To get two, at least 1 to 2 scriptures a class.
We love you, Lily.
We so
yes. I don't know. I can't tell you. I'll tell you. I ain't a professional through the Bible, but I do know where it's at. Mike can't tell you where it's at, but I know it's there. You know?
Hey, Jordan, that's me. That's me right there. I'm gonna tell you what to say. Don't ask me where to go find that. That's why they got Google. That's why they got Siri. So you better, once I tell it to you, go find Siri.
You go searching, right?
Yeah. Oh wait, she was right. It is in there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I just, you know, and that's just some food for thought for you guys, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? I just want to say that, y'all. So chapter 7 was about who got your back. Right. And if y'all paid attention to anything that we were talking about, everything that we talked about was really about chapter 7 without using chapter 7, because we were talking about who has your back, about what the God that you see is going to be the God that you have. You have got to broaden your faith. You got to know that he's capable of doing all. Not only can he provide for you, he can also heal you. He can also comfort you. He can also bring you out of whatever circumstance that you're in. And understand that even though you're in a dark hour, you have got to know that you're not there by yourself. And I think that right there, that be the problem. A lot of times we go through certain things in life and we start to feel like we're by ourselves. So we start panicking. And when we start panicking, our first thing is to latch on to other people, to try to have somebody to validate us, to somebody to be on our side. I just need somebody to agree with me with what it is that I'm saying. And we go out and we find these people and we put all our trust, all our faith in the fact that they're going to have our back. And when they don't have our back the way that they say that they're going to have our back, then we get let down. Now we feel betrayed. Now we feel like, you know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, our heart is so broken. But if you put your trust and your faith and everything in God, then you don't have to worry about that. You don't have to worry about hearing anything that you've said. If you take it to him instead of the streets, you ain't got to worry about him. If you take it to him instead of the Facebook post, you ain't got to worry about it.
Okay, supposed to go to God in prayer.
I'm just saying, if you take it there instead of that, you ain't got that to worry about. You know what I mean? So it's all about knowing who has your back. You know what I mean? Who has your back? And like I said before, we're going to talk more into detail. So I hope y'all ready for my live about this lamp. Because, baby, this lamp is going to go down. I need for y'all to understand. Because there's a lot of people trying to figure out why they're not shining as bright as they should be shining. And, you know, you could be the right lamp. But if you don't have the right bulb inside that lamp, because you got to understand bulbs, they be shining. Wait, okay, I ain't going to tell y'all.
Come on now. You can't just throw that out there like that.
You must have loved
You got to finish it.
I'm just y'all got to tune in for the live. Y'all just know.
Drawing pictures already.
I'm trying to tell you, because you have that, man. Listen, y'all, I be having all kind of illustrations, y'all. I'm trying to tell you, but you have to realize that you have to plug into the source, right? And a lot of times we get caught up on that resource. The resource is the job. The resources are these extra people. The resources is all these promises. Oh, I can do this and I can do that for you, and I can make this happen, and I can make that happen. And guess what? Those are all resources. You have to understand that God is the source. And as long as you stay plugged into the source, guess what? That source has an unlimited supply. An unlimited supply, pressed down, shaken together, running over, endowed. Understand, there's no lack in what he has. But the problem come in is that we get sidetracked and we unplug it. We trying to save energy. We unplug it. You know, things ain't looking hot. We unplug it And we think that it's okay for us to tiptoe around over here and play the field a little bit, and we're going to have enough time to get back. We can step up from under alignment a little bit, and we can exchange that negative energy, and I can go over here. I lay my religion down and don't even know if we're going to be able to pick it back up.
Man.
Ooh.
Man.
I just want to say one thing about that, Coach. You are so right, because my prayer life has grown by leaps and bounds. I belong to a women's group, and for the last 2 months, we've been preparing for a women's conference that we had this past weekend in Ocean City, Maryland. And we've been fasting every Thursday from 6 to noon, and we've been praying, having prayer at 6 o'clock in the morning every Thursday. And we don't just have prayer about everything. Whatever we have everybody put one need on the table, and we all pray about that need. That's something that we could do collectively as the chosen group. Whatever somebody's going through today, whether it be their child, whatever, everybody in the group gonna pray for that situation right there. My life has changed so much in this past 2 months, getting closer to God and adopting the mindset of a victor, not a victim. I'm no longer that victim. I don't want to identify as that victim. I'm Karen. I'm this new person. I'm graduating from college with honors in the next 30 days. I put in to apply for my business license that I should be getting in the next 6 weeks. Jumping out on faith, doing what I need to do, and forgetting about the past. I mean, not forgetting about it, but just putting it away and letting it do what it's doing back there. Because I'm up here, moving forward, networking with people, trying to make something tangible for the rest of my life to enjoy and pass on to my children and grandchildren. Wasted enough time with bull crap, just enough. This prayer life has, I got this thing going on in my head. I am a victor. I am victorious in Christ Jesus forever and ever. Amen. Amen. And amen.
Oh, wait a minute. You got into a group too, right?
I'm supposed to hook up with Kiara and Cook.
No, I'm saying you in a fraternity. I mean a sorority now too, right?
Well, I didn't, because I want to join the AKAs. I didn't join the Honor Society fraternity. I passed on that. I want to get in the AKAs. That was my desire, but I just didn't while I was in school. I did it. So now I got to get invited in.
Okay, what was it that you sent me a message of though?
That's sorority. That's the honors. The hooding ceremony for the Masters MSW program. That's coming up next month, December the 19th. I'm gonna send the live stream link, so you guys can watch your girl get hooded with honors. Yes. I maintained that 3.7 the whole time I was in school. I'm just thanking God that through the craziness, through the abuse, that I maintained that tunnel vision to do what I needed to do. I was focused, and now it's just discipline. It's straight discipline. 5:30 in the morning, I'm up. 6:30, I'm in the gym. I'm working on me, mind, body, and spirit. I'm telling you, Coach, you did that for me. You did that for me. I thank God for you. Really. My mindset has been transformed all the way around. 6:30, I'm in that gym pushing it out. Don't want to half the time, but I'm in there because I'm disciplined.
Listen, when I got your message, I was just like, oh my God. I couldn't wait to share it. It was just like, it was so amazing. I'm super, super proud of you. I really and truly am, man. And, another person confirming, we have to stay plugged in. We have to stay plugged in. We cannot afford to take breaks. We can't afford to say, oh yeah, well, I'm going to take some time off. And like she said, times I don't feel like it, times I don't want to go, but I still go, because it's about practicing that level of self-discipline. But we're going to talk about having them frayed cords. We're going to talk about having them wrong bulbs. We're going to talk about unplugging and then trying to plug back. We're going to talk about all of that. Cause see, sometimes
I hope you got some electrical tape in that speech, honey, because we got to stop using that stuff too.
You better know it. I'm talking about, I'm saying, how you over there catching fire, because sometimes you be plugging into the wrong socket. Ain't got no business over there. You know what I'm saying? Feeling overpowered, flipping the whole switch over everything in the house. You done knocked all the lights out in the house, plugging into the wrong thing. No, you weren't supposed to be over there. You know what I'm
Father
saying?
God, whatever words you got coming through my sister on the morning, I pray right now for the Spirit to fall upon her fresh. Let her give us a word of healing, discernment, all of the above, Father God. In the name of Jesus, let her bring this word the way you want her to bring it.
Oh,
in
it's
Jesus' name.
it's tight.
I can't wait.
Tight. Amen.
I can't wait.
Yes, Lord. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
We're going to go ahead, y'all. I'm going to do my outro real quick and we're going to get out of here. Every single day that you wake up and you put 10 toes to the ground, I want you to sweat yourself. Tell yourself how beautiful you are and how much you love you, because there's no love like self-love. And you first have got to love yourself way before you're able to love anybody else. It's your favorite online motivational speaker and life coach. It's your girl, Street Poet, man. I love me some of you guys so much, man. And like Evangelist Drea said before, I just real quick before we go, Father God, it's in the mighty name of Jesus that we come in the humblest manner that we know how. We thank and we praise you and we give you all the honor and glory for all the things that you've done. We ask that you continue to cover us, God. Continue to keep us in perfect peace. Continue to bridle our tongues. Continue to guard our minds, our focus. Keep us locked on the things that are uplifting, that are inspirational, God. We ask that you rebuke and bound every devil in hell, God. Anything that's trying to come against us in any type of way, shape, or form, and not just us, anybody that's connected to us as well, God. We want you to cover our children as they go to and from school, to and from work. We ask that you also give us traveling mercy, God. God, we thank you and we praise you in the mighty name of Jesus. We do pray. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. We're going to have us a good one. Tomorrow is going to be, it's going to be up. Y'all ready?
Rest, because that Holy Ghost finna come through you, girl. Rest.
Y'all have y'all a good one. I love y'all.
I got my shirt, Coach. My shirt came today. I got my shirt.
That's what's up. I'm glad.
Good night,
y'all have a good one.
Night, y'all.
Good night.
Good night. Good night.